A complex mass with a series of volumetric subtractions creating negative spaces for gardens characterizes the design of the flowing garden house. The design explores the use of contemporary materials in construction to create a modern residential space with traditional style and a spiritual core. The origin of the project's name is a metaphor for the fluid space and the tranquil, peaceful lifestyle of the two owner brothers. The flowing garden consists of 3 parts: 2 residential spaces for each brother's family, and a leisure space for gatherings, meetings, exercises, and other activities. Although separate, they together form an organic whole. A spacious dining room with the best view features 2 round tables for 10 people each. It can be fully opened on the side facing the corridor, and its back is connected to the inner courtyard, enhancing the fluidity of the space and the sense of depth. Exposed concrete is used as the main building material. The molding of the concrete wall adopts a natural pine wood form, and the effect of the horizontal wood texture aligns with the horizontal flow of spaces. Moso bamboo forms are also used in some areas that require subtle variations. After the materials are concise and unified, it is observed that the building itself becomes the background, and the space becomes the protagonist. A central courtyard with a pond is situated between the leisure area and the residential part. Around it, there is the dining room and a tea room. Drinking tea is a daily habit of people in southern Fujian and is also their traditional form of hospitality. The inner courtyard behind the tea room conceals the 2-story building volume on the north side of the site, giving the tea room space a sense of transparency. A water skylight brings ample light to the heated pool in the basement. For the auxiliary materials of the project, a variety of warm-toned materials, such as bamboo panels for exteriors, brass components, wood-colored doors and windows, are used to balance their relationship with exposed concrete, between feelings of coolness and warmth, as well as softness and hardness. The leisure and residential parts serve different functions, and the scales of their respective spaces differ, creating contrasting atmospheres in unique indoor spaces. The leisure space is mainly for public activities, so the scale is relatively open and expansive. Sunken courtyards make the underground space well lit and ventilated, as good as the ground level. The design and construction of the project lasted for 5 years. It underwent a series of adaptations from simplicity to complexity and then from complexity to simplicity, like a journey slowly approaching the essence of life. Life goes on, being a process of constant change. This is what we call a fluid daily life. A windbreak forest strip 30 meters wide, is densely planted between the site and the beach. This interrupts the direct view of the sea but prevents the negative influence of strong typhoons. With no desirable landscapes on the other three sides and building height limited to 10 meters, a panoramic view of the surroundings is not feasible. Therefore, the design chose to look inward, centralizing the architecture in the courtyard space with a central lake and landscaping in the interior space. The residential part is divided in half into two independent residential units to create a negative space, naturally forming a ribbon courtyard between these two units. The respective entrances of the units are staggered appropriately to create privacy upon entry. Each room has its own private courtyard. The climate in southern Fujian is generally warm. Since ancient times, the use of courtyards has been a normal practice in local traditional houses. The courtyard not only improves environmental conditions, but also creates a natural division and transition between leisure and residential spaces, evoking a sense of continuous spatial flow in different areas. Most importantly, the growth of vegetation over time creates a link of time and memory that likely meets the owner's expectation of passing this space onto future generations. Except for the two-story volumes on the north and south sides, the ground part of the building spreads out on a single level. This spatial scale aligns more with the garden theme. The residential part is more compact, providing a delicate sense of home. The first floor of the residential units includes a living and tea area. The two residential units are combined into a single building but separated inside.